Good morning. Good afternoon. I want to thank Joanne for letting me be here. My name is Alan Bourgeois. I am the founder and director of Texas Association of Authors, which is now called Texas Authors, Inc. We're a nonprofit. Our objective is to help Texas authors market and sell their books. From that, we started 5 years ago, over almost 6 years now. From that, we created 2 additional nonprofits that also support authors and stuff. But I'm going to start with Texas Authors and the 3 things that they do. The association, of course, has its own website, so we can sell books of our members and stuff. But I also travel around the state on certain events and create what's called a pop-up bookstore. So we literally have a custom-made bookstore that we create at that event, and we try to sell the members' books and get people to know that they exist and stuff. So we have about 1,200 books that I load into my car along with the walls and everything you can imagine to just create a pop-up bookstore. It's 20 feet wide, 10 feet deep, so it's a challenge. I've gone through 2 vehicles already before it, so. But that's one of the things we do. We also have a book contest for books published within a calendar year. They're eligible for the following year's book awards. We had 75 entries this year, which was the biggest we've ever had. And it's actually delayed us in being able to announce the winners. Normally we have them at the 1st of March, and now we're about 2 weeks behind schedule because of the amount of books. And the 2 main judges are going crazy. And they really, we were all very surprised at how many, because normally we get about 30 or 35 books. This year, like I said, we got 75. So it was a good amount, and we're really happy with that. Such a diverse amount of genres.
Is there a deadline?
Well.
Is there a deadline for that?
For us, there is, yes. But as far as entering your book, yes. So if your book is published from the 1st of the year through the 31st of the year, December 31st, you can enter it at any time during that course of the year. So if you get published, depending on when your book is officially out, you could then enter for that contest. Winners get, of course, the sticker that says, I won this genre or whatever. But of course, they get publicity through the press and stuff. And then we try to get them into bookstores, depending on different areas, so they can do book signings and things of that nature as well. We do work with Barnes & Noble. We've had signings there. We've had signings at Half Price Books. We've had signings at a lot of small independent bookstores, which is really interesting because on a national basis, independent bookstores have been closing down over the last few years, but now they're starting to turn around and start opening up. But they're being very specific in what they do. For example, we have one in Austin that's only poetry and fiction from small press. Okay, so it very much limits what they sell, but it has really helped them grow as far as book sales because it gives people something unique to look at. And plus they have a better aspect of reaching out to the authors and getting them into the store to do readings and signings and stuff. So almost every other weekend they have something going on. But those type of stores are opening up versus the general big stores and stuff. So we're real happy about that. The other thing we have is what's called the Authors Marketing Event. Last year was our first year doing it. It was in April in Austin. It was a weekend purely about how to market and sell yourself. We had TV personalities, radio personalities, people from the social media world. There was 12 different sessions going on all weekend long, just so authors can learn how to market themselves. Whether you're self-published or traditional, you need to know how to market. That's just bottom line these days. When you go to a traditional, they'll say, okay, this is a great book, but what are you going to do to sell it? And if you have no idea, they're not going to sign you as easily. So you really need to know those things. So that's something we're doing here in Houston in July. It'll be our 2nd one. The cost is $150 for the weekend. Hotel room is $69 a night, which is a great deal. And it's all inclusive. That $150 includes a dinner on Saturday night, plus then the conferences. Plus we're giving away a TV interview for somebody. It's a channel out of Maryland. They're coming in. They'll do the live interview with that person who won and broadcast it on their cable station. So
And what is the date of that?
July 28th through the 30th. So those are the things for Texas authors. And then we have Dear Texas. Now, Dear Texas stands for Drop Everything and Read. For those who've been in the library and the schools, That's been around for a long time. It's been pretty much for kids. 3 years ago, we kind of added the Texas twist to it. So what we focus on is a combination of things. One, getting the authors out to all the schools, libraries, bookstores, wherever we can. This year we even have Kroger's involved, so there'll be authors out in front of Kroger's. And we focus on everybody, not just children, but adults as well. We want to make sure everybody gets included in this. Okay? It's a free event. Even authors that are not members of our organization, we'll still post them up on the website so people can learn about them for that event. Excuse me.
And again, what is the date of this one?
This one is the first weekend of April. It's usually one weekend in April every year, and this is our 3rd year doing it.
Is the first?
Right, this year it's April 7th through the 9th. Okay. So that's one of the things that we do. Like I said, we have Kroger's, Barnes & Noble, Half Price Books, independent bookstores. Who else? Oh, and we're working with Chipotle this year to start building a relationship with them to help encourage education in Texas and stuff.
And is this in Austin?
All over the state. All over the state.
Oh, you move them.
Well, no, on that weekend we get authors all across the state.
But where?
All over. Houston, Dallas, Austin, Lubbock, El Paso, anywhere we can get them into a bookstore, that's where we go. So, depending on the author, for example, you guys are down here. So if you wanted to do a Kroger's, we would help you set up to do a Kroger's in this area. We don't always encourage you to do your area. We encourage you to go outside the area.
Yeah.
But we work with everywhere. So,
but you gave the dates is April 7th through the 9th.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So each day, there's somebody somewhere doing something. And there's multiple people. We have, I think, close to 100 authors spread across the state this year.
So it could be Austin or Houston on those dates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's one of the things we do. Another thing we do is the radio show. We broadcast 3 times a week live on Blog Talk Radio, and then we edit it down and put it back up on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and other sources so people can find them and learn about the authors. It's a 30-minute show. We do 2 segments, about 13 minutes each, with commercials in between. Okay. But it is free to any author in Texas. You don't have to be a member. Then we have the short story contest. It is our 3rd year. It just started up March 1st for this year, and it goes through July 31st for entries. Then by October 1st, we know who's won. We put together an anthology, create a book, and we sell it to the general public. So we have 2 volumes currently out there. That money that we raise from the sale of the book goes towards Dear Texas, which gets books into libraries and Title I schools. And Texas Authors books, not outside the state, but Texas Authors books. So we're putting the money back into the community and supporting our members as well and stuff. Okay. This year we're also really excited because starting in August, we will be doing a short story contest for students, grades 6 through 12, statewide. So we're real excited and have that started as well. So the regions, which is by zip code 770, 757, whatever, they will choose the regional winners, and then the winners from that will be chosen for a state level. And again, we'll create an anthology that will be sold statewide. The winners get into bookstores to do readings and things of that nature as well. So again, additional exposure for those authors. Half the winners from the last 2 years have been already pre-published authors, so they got a chance to promote their books when they went to do these readings and stuff. So it worked really well for them. Okay. All right, so the other program we have is our Super Readers program. This is, as you can see, 4 characters, 2 males, 2 females, that are designed for the children. We educate to them and help them understand that when they start reading at a young age and continue on through adulthood, they can become their own superhero. So each of our characters, we have a Amal, Osmosis, Ampersand, and Bruce. Each one has a special ability based on reading. Okay? And so one of our goals is to create a Super Reader comic book that we'll be able to pass out to schools that will encourage kids to read. So that's one of our programs. In the meantime, we do have a couple displays that we take around We've been to Boston, we were in Atlanta, and of course around the state, where kids get to learn about it and have coloring sheets. Matter of fact, there should be coloring sheets in your bags too. So they get to learn about those things. And so that's one of the programs we do with that. Okay? As you can see, we do a lot. The other thing under Dear Texas is the Book Festival Network. Okay? We have 4 book festivals this year. Last year we only had 2. The first one last year was Wimberley. It was held in June. And we'll be going back to do it again this year, June 10th. But before that will be the McKinney Square Book Festival in McKinney, Texas on June 3rd. It'll be their first time. We will also be adding a country western performer to do a concert there at the end of the event to help us raise money for books for the Dear Texas program. As a member, the McKinney, Wimberley, and Brazos are free. If you're a non-member, you do have to purchase your table. Within 2 weeks of announcing each of those, they were sold out. So we're real thrilled about that. And it wasn't all members that took money. Word just got out and they sold out. Because what we're doing with all 4 of these is we're focusing in on the indie author. Okay? We're not bringing in big New Yorkers or people from California who are just going to take your money away. That's not what we're about. We're about the indies, getting people to know you exist. That's the big thing that we're all about. Okay? So we have, as I mentioned, June 3rd for McKinney, Wimberley is June 10th, and then in September is the Brazos Valley. And then in October, we have the Lone Star Book Festival, and this will be our second year working on this one. It will be in Dallas, in downtown Dallas, at the Main Street Gardens Park. Okay? It will be a covered tent, just like a circus tent. Our goal is to have 100 authors there. The others pretty much average about 45 authors each. But for the Lone Star, we want to have 100. It's October 7th through the 9th. It should be a fun event for that, especially with that many authors. Now, another thing, matter of fact, I don't know, do you guys have Bluebeam here?
We have what now?
Bluebeam?
Bluebeam.
No. Okay. Bluebeam is a program that works usually in libraries. It's an app that's on your phone, and as you're walking through a library, it will beep at you and say, check out this or that, or hey, we're getting ready to do a session in such and such a room, or whatever. We've tagged in with that company for these book festivals, so that as people are going through the book festival, authors will be able to let them know, hey, I have a new book, I'm doing a reading at such and such a room, or I'm offering you $10 off if you buy 4 books, or whatever the deal is. This will help get people to those booths and stuff.
Is that a free app?
The app is free, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bluebeam.
So that's, and then the Book Festival Network itself. It is a website that not only has the authors on there,
Sorry about that.
not only has the authors, they have the author's bio, plus 4 of their books that they want to promote, plus videos that they've created for book trailers or anything related. If they've done a reading somewhere and they videotaped it, all that is up on the website. We put that information up as soon as we possibly can so people can start learning about the authors before the event. Then we leave it up after the event for another 6 months. One of the things we're doing is we're actually going to be doing what's called a netcast, which is a live broadcast on the internet of the event. So we're going to walk up to each of the authors, interview them for a brief minute, and go on through the entire place, do that. Then we go back, edit the videos after the event, and put those videos up on the individual web pages for the authors.
Now, is it only for Texas authors, or is it all authors?
We predominantly are doing Texas authors. That's most of who we do, but it is open if somebody from outside the state want to come in. Okay. Especially for the Lone Star Book Festival. But usually, like I said, once we announce them, they get sold out, so the other authors don't get a chance to learn about it until it's after the fact. Which is still good. Which actually brings up a good question. Anybody know how many authors, published authors, are in Texas? Take a guess.
500.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Anybody else?
Thousands. Yes. Oh, well.
We've estimated there's 8,400.
8,400? Oh, I said.
That's the second largest group in the United States. Who do you think is number 1?
New York. New York.
That's the normal thought, but it's not. They're actually number 5. California.
Oh, the land of the fruits and nuts.
Yeah. So, from that research that we continuously do every year, matter of fact, we are in our process of doing our 3rd annual survey, where we learn about the authors, especially new ones that haven't heard about us and they're just signing up on our email list and stuff. We try to figure out what the economic value is in Texas from the authors. Last year, we figured it was about $250 million. Not too much. But because we've expanded over the year, we now understand that's closer to $1 billion to the Texas economy. That's a huge market. Just sales tax alone from book sales is over $1 million. So we're adding money into the economy big time. And that's what we're about. We want to make sure the authors get to make as much money as they possibly can, keep the money, enjoy spending the money, whatever they want to do. Okay? It's about them as well as the Texas economy. So those are some of the things we do. And I am going through this fairly fast, so I will go back and touch base on some stuff. But I want to make sure we cover everything. So, on to the 3rd nonprofit. This is the Texas Authors Institute of History. This is the only museum in the country that is dedicated to a state authors group. We created it. It's currently all online. We have over 800 authors on the system from the last 200 years. We also include their books. This is a free service to any author. So you can go onto the website, get the information, and send it to us, and we will be glad to put it up there. Whether you're a member of Texas Authors or not, this is a free service. From this group, we've created 2 programs that are writing programs. So Dear Texas is about reading. Texas Authors Institute is about the writing. Okay? So we have the Hill Country Writing Symposium, which is coming up in a couple weeks in Wimberley, Texas. It's the first year. It's our first time doing it. We have 12 sessions scheduled. It's $65 for the sessions. So it goes from Friday through Saturday, and then we have a mini book festival at the end of the event. We already have Comfort, Texas signed up to do one in the fall, and then we're going to be looking at other cities as we progress to make sure we spread out. Okay? That was one thing about the Lone Star Book Festival I didn't mention. It was in Austin last year. It's in Dallas this year. It'll be in Houston San Angelo next year. Then we'll go to Houston. Then we go to San Antonio. So we take the big one and we travel around the state with it. That helps the authors find new readers. It's that marketing thing that we do. Okay? Just like the authors marketing event. It was in Austin last year, Houston this year. It'll be in Dallas the following year. Again, we want to move it around so authors have that opportunity to enjoy and use it. Then, as I mentioned earlier, the short story for students, grades 6 through 12, will start in August. So we're excited about that. We have libraries already signing up to be judges for the contest, so that's really exciting as well. So we're looking forward to that. We've also just recently did a survey with libraries to see how many of them actually purchase Texas Authors books. What do you think the percentage is?
10%?
Not even close. It's actually less than 1%.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was very sad to see that.
Well, you know, because I buy books, if I can't find your book.
That's one.
And you.
Paperback versus hardcover is another.
Not so much here. Ours is more the fact I've got to be able to read your review about your book.
That's
and it's got to be through Baker and Taylor most of the time for us to pick it up, because that's our major distributor for it.
How about the Library Journal reviews? Do you read those?
Well, library journals, yeah, but 99% of their things are, we can pick it up through Baker and Taylor.
Right.
It's just
but I mean just the reviews.
Yeah.
As long as there's reviews.
Library Journal, published weekly, and I do the Kirkus review when I have time, but that's not something we buy.
Okay. To the aspect of the Library Journal, which you were going to mention earlier, there is a program called the Selfie Program. You can upload your book for free to their system. By doing so, that means you give the libraries in the state of Texas access to your book, and they can share the book to their patrons. Okay, and we're talking about ebook. Okay, excuse me. If you submit your book, they like it, they will do a review on it, which helps because it's free. And if they do a review on it, it then goes to the state, or excuse me, the national level, so that libraries throughout the country have access to it. So you start off in the state level. If they do review, they like it, you go to the national level. Okay, and it's free. Okay, PDF, an EPUB, either version works. Okay, they have been so thrilled with what we've been doing with them. For example, we met them back in Boston in January of last year. We put it out to our membership, and we got 300 books put up on the system within 6 months. They were thrilled. It's the biggest individual state group that they have. Okay? Because of the San Antonio library system that has their own ebook library, and working with us, they decided to go to the San Antonio Mass Transit Department and put the system on the buses. So people who are riding buses will be able to access your ebook and read it, but only while they're on the buses, okay? Or in the library. Okay? So from that, if it all goes well, which hopefully they should be announcing in the next couple of weeks, if it goes well, then they're going to spread it out statewide.
And if somebody didn't finish the book, they can go buy it.
Exactly, because there's links. When you upload the information, you add that link as to where you can buy the book.
Yeah.
So you're exactly right. If they like the book, even, for example, we have one author who has 14 books, another 20 books, you know, all these large numbers. We tell them don't put them all up, just put 1 or 2 up. Because in that way, if they like you, they will go and buy the books. Even if it's another ebook, at least they're buying books, and that's what the objective is, getting people to know you exist. Okay? So we're excited to be a part of this, and we encourage people to always use it. Upload it. It's very simple. It's very easy. It doesn't take more than 10, 15 minutes. If you're not computer savvy, it may take you 20, 25 minutes. But it's not that big of a deal. It's fairly easy. Okay?
And we're going to get ready to do that as soon as we get our IT people on the, we're set Jan, if you got any electronic books.
You know, I have to check with my publisher. I think it is electronic, but
Then your publisher should be the one that will upload it into the system. Just let them know about it.
I just-
If you want to. Now remember, that the bad part about this is you're not getting royalties. You're giving up the right to let people read it for free. Okay? But if you put 1 out of your 3 books up there, and they like it, they'll go buy the others. So it's a marketing tool, and it's worth it.